I'm going to assume my mic works, but here we are with episode 2 of this NBA 2K23 Rebrand series. Last video, we made or it was more of a video, not a live, but the last video was about the draft lottery and the Celtics. If you didn't see, the Boston Celtics won the NBA championship. We rebrand the entire NBA. Every team is still like the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're still in the Milwaukee Bucks, just a brand new logo, brand new unis. And if you missed the draft lottery, I'll pull it up now. You also get to see some, if you're new, some new logos. It's Spurs, the Knicks, and the Pistons won this draft, and I'm just gonna get to the draft right now. So I'm not gonna enable manual draft. I don't want it to just go crazy on me. But this is a 2023 NBA draft class. So Victor Wembanyama, he's still here. So let's go with the first pick in the draft. The Spurs select I know he's good and all, but Scoot Henderson. Don't get me wrong. He's a very good basketball player, but I feel like Victor Wembanyama would be the first pick. San Antonio, what are you guys doing? I consider myself quite an adept at judging talent, but not quite as much as gouging a player's potential. That being said, it is obvious the Spurs draft is a future star. Scoot Henderson, his potential is second to none of the players I've seen in this draft. Yeah, but Victor has a higher potential and a higher ceiling, I feel like. I don't know, San Antonio, you do your thing. The Knicks did not get screwed. The Knicks did not get screwed in 2K this time. But the second pick, I mean, technically they did get screwed because they didn't get the first pick. But it's not going to matter anyway because they're probably going to take Victor. Am I reading this right? I don't... Huh? Okay, so either Victor probably I don't think draft guys can get hurt in a draft class. I don't think they can get hurt. Do you have to have a setting on it? I don't think they can get hurt. Because if he got hurt, that's probably why he's slipping down, but dang, he's falling. The Pistons might take him here. Does his addition to the Knicks mean that Emmanuel Quickly could be expendable as a free agent? He's a point guard. I mean, I get it, because he's also a guard, but I don't know, man. The Pistons should now take Victor, right? There he goes. Finally, he's gone. Should have been the first pick in the draft, but he slipped. Somehow he slipped. Obviously the best player in the draft by far. Victor Wembanyama is a trigger-happy shooter that never met a shot he didn't like. That kind of confidence will take him a long way in the NBA, and he can improve his range of shot selection. Thing is, he can already shoot. He's like Porzingis, but better and taller. Yeah. Okay, with the fourth pick in the draft, the Utah Jazz will select Anthony Black, shooting guard from Arkansas. Honestly, I don't know if anyone's good. I don't really watch college basketball all that long. All I know is that Victor Wembanyama is good. So I don't know if this is a surprise pick or if it's not. But let's see what Sean has to say. When I watch Black's game, I see a work in progress with an enormous upside. I'll be following this kid to see how his game develops at the NBA level. That's a complete lie. I know they don't do that. The fifth pick in the draft, the Charlotte Hornets will select Brandon Miller, small forward from Alabama. Again, I don't know if he's good or not, but yep. Brandon Miller wowed the scouts at the draft combine by making more NBA distance three-pointers than any other small forward present. He should be a great fit for the Hornets. Whatever you say. The Washington Wizards are now on the clock. They will select Babacar Miller, small forward from Florida State. 6'11" at small forward. God dang, that's a center. That's nearly a center. Scouts love Babacar Miller's range after he led all participants at the combine by making 36 out of 50 college threes. He looks to be a nice fit for the Wizards. I can tell, 6'11", small forward. God, if he's fast, dude, that's scary. All right, 7th pick in the draft, Magic select Gregory Jackson Jr., power forward from South Carolina. Again, he's probably good. I'm going to assume he is good. Jackson Jr. looks like a solid, if not great, contingency plan for the Magic. Should Paul Banchero choose to enter free agency after next season? No. Move Paul to small forward. It's not, or move him to center. It doesn't matter. Thing is with the Magic, their team is so big. Like, they have Isaac, who's like what, 6'8", 6'9". You have Bobo, who's like what, 7'2". Did I already say Mo Bamba? Mo Bamba is pretty tall. No, I said Jonathan Isaac. Mo Bamba is like, I'm pretty sure he's 7 foot. I think so. And Wendell Carter is like what, a 6'10". He's on the smaller side of centers, but he's still big. The thing is, the Magic are so big, they don't really have that many great guards. But picking up power forward when they already have Paolo Banchero kind of questions Orlando's future. But, Gregory Jackson, he's a good player, so I can see why. The 8th pick in the draft, the Houston Rockets will select Cameron Whitmore, small forward from Villanova. Usually when it takes a second when I press next, sometimes when it takes a second, usually it would say we have a trade to announce. So there can be trades in this. It's just no one's traded up. I don't think anyone can trade up. I don't think in 2K teams can trade up before it's their picks. Like, let's say the Rockets had the 11th pick, okay? What if let's say the Pacers trade up for the 11th pick? Would it just swap their logo, or would they only trade a pick whenever it's their time to? I don't know. 2K's got me on the edge of life. Cameron Whitmore, small forward to the Rockets. Cameron Whitmore saw his value spike at the draft combine after he led all players by making 41 out of 50 15-foot jumpers. 41 out of 50, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is, because you have to understand, at least some of those were in a row. 41 out of 50 is actually a lot. But yes, and just taking 50 shots from the same spot, the floor, and making at least more than 10 is crazy at its best. The Utah Jazz are on the clock. Also, when we're scrolling through these, if you haven't seen the logos or the jerseys, maybe even the court, if we ever see your team in the NBA championship, you can always see your rebranded team. The Jazz on the clock. Ooh, we have a trade. That's the fun part of the NBA draft in 2K. I like to see the trade. The trades are very interesting. So, the Pacers trade. Okay, that's funny. That's a bit of a coincidence. I said the 11th pick, but I didn't think the Pacers would actually trade up. So the 9th pick from the Utah Jazz, which originally owned by the Timberwolves, gets traded to the Pacers for Buddy Hield and a 2025 first-round top 3 protected pick. So if the Pacers were to be, or if the Jazz were to be completely horrible that season and get a top 3 pick, the Pacers would actually keep that pick. So technically, the Timberwolves in 2025 have to be good in order for that pick to be there. Because if the Timberwolves get, not the Timberwolves, I keep saying the Timberwolves. If the Jazz get the 4th pick in the draft, it's theirs. But if it's anything from 3 to number 1, it's the Pacers. So they need to be good, but be at that spot where they're not horrible. You get what I'm saying? So they didn't have like a really good pick, but like if they're like completely horrible and the lottery does them good, then you want the lottery to do bad, actually. So, alright, without further ado, the Pacers are on the clock, and they will select Taylor Hendricks, power forward from Central Florida. Again, I don't know who that is. I don't know if that was a good pick or not, but, Indiana is Indiana. There will be many in the media that will see this as a surprise pick. I, for one, am sold not only on Hendricks' upside, but also what he can bring to the table in his rookie season. Cool. Yeah, here are the Pacers jerseys. So they're just showing the home jerseys. That's all they're doing. They're only showing the home jerseys. I don't think in the draft or if you to see the lineup and see custom jerseys, I don't think it'll show you the away and alternate jerseys. I'd love for you to see it, but usually when I do that, the game just glitches out and just completely messes up the entire jersey, and it deletes the images. I don't know. 2K is dumb, so I'm not gonna mess with them. So this is the only time you can see the jerseys. So it would be pretty nice to watch the draft and see more of these jerseys, and maybe some more rebrands. I don't know, some updated rebrands. But with the 10th pick in the draft, the Portland Trail Blazers will select Amen Thompson, point guard from high school. He is 6'7", point guard. Wow, that's good for Portland. Dame is getting older, and Dame is kind of regret. I mean, he's not bad. He's not bad by any means right now. But in 2K, when a player is over 30, they're regressing a bunch, and Dame is going to be regressing. So it's good to take a 6'7" point guard. Good lord, good pick by the Trailblazers. And I will be showing you the first round with my own reaction. Then the second round, no one really cares about the second round. So I'm just gonna enable automatic draft advancement, and then I won't really talk much, but I'll just tell maybe a bedtime story or some, just to pass the time, because I don't really care about second round picks. But the 11th pick in the draft, the Houston Rockets will select Jeb Howard, shooting guard from Michigan, a 6'8" shooting guard. That's pretty solid. Maybe to fill James Harden's shoes as shooting guard. He's wearing 13, so that might be a bit promising for Houston. Jeb Howard looks to be a solid pick with Jalen Green entering free agency. Ooh. So Houston knows something that we don't. Okay. And the thing is, Pacers have another pick in the 15th round. That's so good move by Indiana, I guess. Getting rid of Buddy Hield in that big contract is actually not that bad of a trade. The Raptors are on the clock, and they take what's his name? What's his first name? Is it Acer? That's a Greek thing. No, is it Greek or Norse? Acer? I think it's, I don't even know. Acer. I'm just gonna call him Acer. Acer Thompson, shooting guard, 6'7" from high school. I think in the league meeting, pretty sure that kids over 18 or I think they can enter in from high school as well, as you can see here. Guys over 18 or over can actually be eligible for the draft. So, and that's the only thing that really accepted. There's a bunch of ones that they declined, and also I'm not approving or declining any like league meeting because this is just a simulation. I'm just seeing how things go. So yeah, Acer, Acer, I'm gonna call him Acer. Acer Thompson was a joy to watch last season at high school. His savvy, situational awareness, and endless motor really set him apart from the rest of the pack. His upside remains in question. Okay, 13th pick in the draft, the New York Knicks will select Kel Ware, center from Oregon. Highest vertical. I mean that makes sense. 7 foot. 14th pick in the draft, the Suns will select Cole Hawkins, power forward from Illinois. The guy reminds me of a TikToker. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't remember his name, but I just think that's kind of funny. I can't believe Hawkins slid down this far in the draft, but I feel great for Suns fans who land a player with the potential to become an all-star. He may could be the next Amari Stoudemire. Who knows? 15th pick in the draft, the Pacers are want to get on the clock, and they'll select Terquavion Smith. That's a name, all right. North Carolina State, all right. Good job, Indiana. Love this pick right here for the Pacers. With his game, I can easily see Smith becoming a solid contributor for the Pacers for the next decade minimum. The thing that confused, I get that you traded Buddy Hield, and maybe he can play small forward, then yeah. But again, he's 6'4". You already have Benedict Mathurin, who's already a Rookie of the Year candidate, so. Oh, wait, that was last season. Oh, and right now, he is a Rookie of the Year candidate, but in this, I think, it was Jalen Duren. It wasn't Paul Bencaro, it was Jalen Duren, I'm pretty sure, who won Rookie of the Year. 16th pick in the draft, Oklahoma City Thunder select Derek Lively, center from Duke. 7'1", a 5-star All-American recruit coming out of high school. Lively overcame the injuries that delayed the start of his freshman season at Duke. Fully recovered and showing growth at every game. He's ready to go. I don't know if he actually got hurt his freshman year. Again, I don't know. I don't really watch basketball. He's definitely not a freshman now. But 17th pick in the... Oh. Whoops. I accidentally pressed next 2 times. But the next dude select Max Lewis, shooting guard from Pepperdine. Yeah. Questioners surrounding Kyrie Irving's impending free agent status and whether he would not resign. There's no way he's resigning with the Nets. I don't see him resigning with the Nets personally. Regardless of that outcome, I really like Max Lewis and his long-term outlook as an NBA prospect. 18th pick in the draft, the New Orleans Pelicans will select Ricky Council the 4th. Is it the 4th? The last time I said it was the 5th. It's not the 5th. I'm pretty sure that's the 4th. From Arkansas, some say the mid-range is dying in the modern NBA. That is a ginormous lie. The Pelicans clearly love what they saw from Council the 4th. And at the combine, when he led all shooting guards and made 15-foot jumpers. Good for him. 19th pick in the draft, the Warriors are on the clock. They select Kyle Phillips, 7-foot power forward. Okay. Is this Warriors selection of Kyle Phillips any indication of what they think their chances are of re-signing Draymond Green? Draymond, I don't know if his status in 2K is loyal or not. I think he is. I'm just reading the social media thing at the bottom about their the fans picks. I don't like anyone from Oregon. That's statist. I just made up a word. That's statist, bro. What are the Rockets doing? Jeb Howard bust. These are just so fun to read. 20th pick in the draft, the Hawks select Trace Jackson Davis. Okay. I like IU, okay? Indiana University, that's my school, bro. I don't go there, but that's my favorite college. Indiana University, always liked it. Trace Jackson Davis is good. Don't get me wrong. But he's just so soft. Cause that's he's the only guy I legitimately watch him play. Jackson Davis is obviously the best player on the team, but dude, he is soft. He is not physical at the rim whatsoever. He does make a couple of dunks and does some post moves. He reminds me of Domantas Sabonis, but less athletic. He's slow. He can't really shoot. I'm surprised they took him in the first round. But hey, good for Trace Jackson. Welcome to Atlanta. Trace Jackson Davis is an instant offensive type of player. From what I've seen of him, he has been the best mid-range jumper in the draft. That type of player will always have teams chasing him. That is an utterly lie. The 21st pick in the draft, the Thunder will select Jarvis Walker, power forward from Houston. Walker showed all of his roster in the combine, leading all power forwards in the bench press. Looking at his biceps, it looks like that's true. 240 pounds. That's a big boy. Sacramento Kings on the clock. They will select small forward Sid Sis from France. Does this addition to the Kings mean that Harrison Barnes could be expendable as a free agent if his price tag gets too high? I don't know, man. I'm just reading that social media thing. That was pretty funny. The Lakers are on the clock. They also Chris Murray. I think he used Keegan Murray's face scan. I think he used Keegan Murray's build, but just changed it up a bit. Because I'm pretty sure Keegan and Chris Murray are brothers. Because again, Iowa, you see where this is going. The Lakers have a starter in this position already in 38-year-old LeBron James. By the time his LeBron is ready to hang him up, Chris Murray should be primed and ready to step right into the starting role. I really like that pick for the Lakers. All right. The Thunder are once again on the clock. They will select Terrence Shannon Jr., shooting guard from Illinois. Does his addition to the Thunder mean that Josh Giddey could be expendable as a free agent if his price tag gets too high? Josh Giddey, I think he's a solid player. I don't know if he can get anything in 2K past a 90 overall. The highest I see him going is like an 87. That's what I've seen in simulations. The highest I've seen him go was an 87. Clippers on the clock. They'll take Ozit Tukmakov from Arizona. This is about what I expected Tukmakov to get drafted. He's without a doubt first round talent and the player that the Clippers fans will grow to love once they see what he can do. Alrighty. Zach Edey is still on the board. I think he should probably get picked next. Small forward Dylan Mitchell has been picked to the Memphis Grizzlies. That name reminds me of Donovan Mitchell. Dylan Mitchell from Texas, one of the best rebounders in the nation. Mitchell averaged a double-double at Texas. Does he have the quickness to guard NBA speedsters? I don't know who he is. 27th. Oh my God, the Pacers are locked up on picks. Then they got 4 first-round picks. The Utah Jazz are on the clock. They will select J.J. Starks, point guard from Notre Dame. J.J. Starks showed at the draft combine that he has the best mid-range shot of any point guard in the draft. Okay, Indiana Pacers are once again on the clock. They will select Marcus Sasser, shooting guard from Houston. He isn't the fastest player, or the strongest player, or the best shooter. His well-rounded game has good enough to catch the attention of NBA scouts. I think this is a good spot for him in the first round. All right, whatever you said. A Magic are on the clock. They will indeed select Julian Strawder, shooting guard, 6'7" from Gonzaga. Magic told me heading to the draft that they were after a shooting guard that can outmuscle his opponent. Strawder fits that bill. For my money, he's easily the strongest shooting guard in the draft. 6'7", 205, that would make sense. The Pacers are once again on the clock. They also Reese Beecham. Okay, if I were the Pacers, I wouldn't take a bunch of guards because if anything, we don't need guards. We have Halliburton. He's here to stay for a while. Benedict Mathurin's here to stay for a while. Buddy Hield just got traded. So I'd figure out some ways to fill in his role. Power forward, Jalen Smith. He isn't bad, but he isn't. I don't want him starting though. Yeah, this mean the Tyrese Halliburton can be expendable. I don't think they're letting him go. I don't think the Pacers are letting Halliburton go. I really doubt it. So that's the first round. So I'm not really gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the picks obviously, but I'm not really gonna talk about it because they're second round guys. Again, I'm gonna enable automatic draft for play advancement. It is gonna go really fast, so you gotta keep up. You can pause the video and read it if you want, but here we are in the second round. So I think I talked about this in last episode, but I actually did this before. Like, I did this like whole video thing, and I simulated the draft, right? I'm doing what we're doing now, and the game, like, once I do Share Factory. I do Share Factory for uploaded my videos, and I go there, right? I have all my clips. I don't need anything else, right? I do all this stuff. I do all the editing, and after I'm done, it's already like uploading. My internet is not with the greatest, so it's just like giving it time to it's like saying pending and everything. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Give some time, and it's uploaded, right? So I thought, all right, I'm just gonna go back to 2K and just see if everything is like still the same, right? I go to 2K. I go to that league, and everything's saved but the draft. I'm like, okay, shoot. So what if I just go to the draft, and instead of it taking me to the draft, it just automatically simulated. And I thought it would like be the same people drafted, so I'm like, it shouldn't really be a big deal. But there were people in different trade spot or different people in spots. So I'm like, oh shoot, what do I do now? Because I already uploaded a video of the draft, and once it's uploaded, I have to make another video of why the draft isn't the draft. So I had to scratch the entire video, and I couldn't go back to the draft. I couldn't like reset it and everything. So I'm like, damn, that sucks. And then the next time I get in, I'm like, this doesn't feel right. So I deleted that league, and I completely started over. And now this is like the one. This is the one. I'm not making any more mistakes. This is the one. And it has to be near the end of the draft. Is it Mr. Irrelevant in NBA? I'm gonna call it Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant will be Adam Flagger, point guard from Baylor, and the Lakers will select him. So that is the NBA draft. I'm just gonna scroll. I'm just gonna keep scrolling down. So, very interesting draft, but I don't know if I'm going to show you the free agency. What I like to usually do is record free agency on a YouTube live and just make like an entire like simulation from regular season to the end of the season in just like a normal video. In the off season will just be a lot. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. All right. So here's the end of the draft. Again, this is all simulated, so I'm not messing anything up. As you can see, there's this thing's already selected. The Philadelphia 76ers are not signing any of their drafted players. The Bucks are signing the second round pick, but he's currently like signed like overseas, so he's gonna be so he's not gonna be signed to be NBA contract for a year. But once that year's over, he has a chance to sign with this team. The Bulls did not have any picks, unfortunately. The Cavaliers did draft someone, but they're not signing him. Neither are the Celtics signing their two guys. The Clippers are signing their first-round pick. The Grizzlies are signing Dylan Mitchell and their guy, James Nagy, who is currently overseas. The Hawks are signing Trey Jackson-Davis. The Heat did not have any picks, therefore they cannot sign anyone. Brandon Miller will be signed to the Hornets. Both of the Jazz's picks are going to be signed. Two guys for the Kings are currently playing overseas, and they will sign them. The Knicks will sign both of their first-round picks. Chris Murray and another guy playing overseas will be signed to the Lakers. The Magic will sign two of their guys, and two of them were first-round picks. Mavs did not have any picks. The Nets signed their first-round pick, Max Lewis. Nuggets did not sign their second-round pick. The Pacers had 5 picks, and they're signing 4 of them, which are all in the first round, and then they're not signing their second-round pick. The Pelicans are signing their first round. The Pistons are obviously signing Victor Wembanyama. The Raptors are signing their first-round pick. The Rockets are signing both of their first-round picks. The Spurs are obviously signing their first overall pick. The Suns are signing their first-round pick. The Thunder also had 5 picks, but they're only signing their 3 first-rounders. The Timberwolves are not signing anyone. The Trailblazers are signing their first-round pick. The Warriors are signing their first-round pick. And the Wizards are obviously signing their 6th overall pick. So yeah, that is, I'm not pressing anything. I'm not messing anything up. Team player options. Obviously, this is all like simulated, and I'm not pressing like X or anything. I will show you who gets declined. So I want to show you like the actual like stuff, actually important stuff. James Harden goes into free agency. Chris Middleton goes into free agency. Drummond goes into free agency. Not really crazy. Evan Mobley accepts his team player option, or they signed him. Gallinari signs his player option but Derek Jones declines his. The Clippers have signed all their guys. Desmond Bane signs his team option. Bogdanovich signs his. Victor Oladipo goes into free agency. LaMelo Ball obviously signs his. Kelly Olynyk goes into free agency, so does Malik Beasley. Davion Mitchell accepts his. Emmanuel Quickley and Derrick Rose are gone, but Obi Toppin will be here to stay. Damian Jones accepts his, but Scottie Pippen Jr. will go. Franz Wagner, and then the Magic had a bunch of guys. The only people they're going to sign, though, are Franz Wagner, Bobo, Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, RJ Hampton, and OKK. So Gary Harris, Mo Bamba, and Jonathan Isaac are going to free agency. That's crazy. Spencer Dinwiddie does not want to decline his. Cameron Thomas accepts his, but Royce O'Neal will go into free agency. Highland will stay, but Bruce Brown will go. The Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, they will obviously accept his team option. Chris Duarte, Isaiah Josh. Oh my God. I'm talking too fast. I need to calm down. I want to get through this quickly. Isaiah Jackson, Taylor have all signed, and Eric Gordon in a trade will not stay. Jose Alvarado and Trey Murphy, Herbert Jones, everyone will stay. Kate Cunningham will stay. Isaiah Stewart goes. Fred VanVleet declines his player option, so he will be a free agent. So does Gary Trent. Jalen Green and Albert Sengun stays. Spurs, the only one they get is Devin Vassell. Cameron Payne, he declines his. The Thunder get Josh Giddey. Anthony Edwards accepts his. Trailblazers, Josh Hart declines his. Draymond Green declines his player option. So does Dante DiVincenzo. I completely said that name wrong. And the Wizards, Porzingis and Kuzma decline. Yes, I get it. So, the only good guy in free agency is Porzingis, Middleton, VanVleet, and Harden. Interesting. Qualifying offers. I'm just going to scroll through these here. Basically, these are just guys that are basically saying they're going to free agency. So, most of these guys are going to be a free agent. These are just like on 1-year deals and stuff. You can obviously pause. I don't really care about qualifying offers. Here's the thing. I'm going to skip free agency, and I will tell you the players who get signed because that went a lot faster than I thought it would. Okay, let's just go by team. The 76ers, re-signed Matisse Thybulle. In a month, they do re-sign Montezero, and James Harden receives the bag. 5-year, $240 million deal. So, 76ers don't really do that much. That's staff hiring. I need to press R1. So the Bucks do resign Chris Middleton to a 5-year, $170 million deal. They signed Taurean Prince, Caleb Love, Kendrick Nunn, Matt Ryan, not to be confused with Indianapolis Colts quarterback. If he was a quarterback, I would not sign Matt Ryan by far. But those are the Bucks signings. The Bulls do resign Nikola Vucevic and Kobe White, and they do sign Ayo again, but it doesn't really seem like they didn't sign anyone else crazy. The Cavs signed Jaden McDaniels. They re-signed Kevin Love. They signed DeMarcus Cousins, not to be confused with Gideon. They do sign Terrence Ross and everyone else. They not really important. Derrick Rose signs with the Celtics, and Graham Williams resigns as well. Mason Plumlee signs with the Clippers, and again, no one else important. In Cassius Stanley is the only guy the Grizzlies signed. Again, not really important. Dennis Schroeder looks like he's going back to Atlanta, and Jarrett Culver and Nikhil Alexander-Walker signed with the Hawks. The Heat spend some money in free agency. They get Jay Crowder, Ron Neto, Eric Gordon, Max Strus. They re-sign Max Strus. They get Enes Freedom, and they re-sign Omer Yurtseven. The Hornets signed a bunch of guys. The Hornets re-signed Miles Bridges. He was originally on the Cavaliers, I'm pretty sure. No, not Cavs. I think he was on the Sixers, I'm pretty sure. The Hornets get Miles Bridges back. They signed Zach Edey, an undrafted free agent. Right? No, they did. A team who drafted Zach Edey did not sign him until the Hornets signed him. They also get Diallo. PJ Washington resigns. Reggie Bullock and Trey Jones signed with the Hornets. The Jazz don't really get anyone good here. They do get Paul Reed on a 2-year deal. The Kings signed Derrick Jones, Naz Reid, no one really else entertaining. Harrison Barnes goes to the Knicks, and Cam Reddish resigns. The Lakers signed a bunch of guys. They signed Carson Wallace, Julian Phillips, Adam Flager, Bryce Baugh, Kendall Brown, Dwayne Dedmon, Mason Jones, Money Bates, Cameron Oliver. So these are just really young guys. Those are all like undrafted free agents. So the Lakers are getting pretty young here. The Magic do sign Andre Drummond and Kelly Oubre. That's a nice man right there. The Mavericks re-signed Spencer Dinwiddie. The Mavericks get pretty good free agency. They get Otto Porter, Ish Smith, Derek Favors, and Nerlens Noel, and the two other guys no one really cares about. And they get Kobe. He came back from the dead, it looks like. The Nets do re-sign Kyrie Irving to a 5-year deal. They also re-signed TJ Warren. The Nets also re-signed Utah Wannabe. They signed Josh Okogie. So, successful offseason for the Nets, keeping Kyrie Irving. The Nuggets signed Gary Harris. They re-signed Bruce Brown, and they signed Jeff Green to a 1-year deal. The Pacers re-signed Miles Turner to a 4-year, $100 million deal. That's pretty expensive, but it's all right. They do sign another center, Jakob Poeltl, and they also get Goga Bitadze on 1-year deal as well. I keep pressing R2, not R1. R1 on the Pelicans.